Welcome to Theme Park Map Monday, episode 47. This week we're going to go way back to 2004, 15 years ago, to Legoland Deutschland. Don't be too impressed with the German, that's probably about all I know. It's actually Legoland Germany. As you can see, they're advertising their new mega attraction for that year. So we'll open up. It's probably, quite a different park to Windsor, so still worth visiting, especially if you are a big Lego fan. It's got a lot of the usual things that you'd recognise. You got this the city restaurants, Pizza Mania, Chicken House, Knight's Table. Bit different here, Schnitzel Depot and Cafe Einstein. So you got some nice German beers as well. You've got the helpful hints. How to sneak in is that one. Get on your mate's back and jump over the fence. I don't think that's what it's saying, but it's advertising like shorter waiting times at rides and attractions, when to eat in the restaurants, where to start with your small children in Lego City, when to go to the shop between 11 and 3, pretty much like it is at Legoland Windsor. Avoid the crowds by going other times, and you still want to get your tourist dollar. So as you say dollar, back then it was probably Deutschmark, and now obviously we know it all is euros at the moment. So here's the big map. Obviously it's a lot flatter than Legoland Windsor, which is kind of nice. It makes it a bit more accessible for everybody. Got the typical sort of familiar Legoland entrance. The entrance kind of leads on to where most people seem to start, with Miniland. All the Minilands are unique. A superb one in Dubai. That's probably the highlight of the whole Lego park in Dubai, to be honest. But in the Miniland, you've got Venice, Berlin, Hamburg, Frankfurt, and a bit of the Netherlands, a bit of Switzerland. You've got Munich Airport. You remember Germany's surrounded by quite a lot of countries, so they obviously want to get the tourists in there, so they want to pay a bit of homage to these people as well. Going out of Miniland, go to Lego City, which is where they say for the kids to start, where you've got like Lego history. You've got a bit of an airport. There's the Legoland driving school. Now, driving schools are ultra popular wherever you go, and it's become a sort of a staple for a kid to actually think it's got a proper driving license, because he gets given one for a small fee at the Lego driving school. So that's always good. And then they've got the Lego Bionicle power builder. Now, Bionicles, they were massive back in the day. They were so collectible, and it was one of the biggest money spinners for the Lego company. Even had films on it, magazines, books, and people could like swap, interchange, all stories behind it. It was really, and then it just seemed to fade away into nothingness. But as these things do, next fad comes along. So we go on to Knight's Kingdom. Again, very similar in the sort of layouts to what you're familiar with the Lego parks. The sort of things you got in here: Caterpillar rides, Royal Joust, Fire Dragons, Dragon Hunt, Gold Panning. Another great money spinner for a Lego company. But to be fair, good fun for the kids. Then we go on to imagination. Well, obviously imagination is, a key ingredient for Lego. It's probably the whole sort of ethos for the Lego brick. Just the kids use their imaginations. I know a lot of the sets nowadays are kind of built bespoke for the different franchises, which is great, but people still get a lot of joy out of play, which is good. Gets the kids off mobile phones and iPods and watching YouTube videos. Maybe that's not so good. So in imagination, you've got your Duplo Express, your Duplo Playground, Observation Tower, Kids Power Tower. Now, this is always popular, and it was always popular Windsor. Unfortunately, now it's been taken away. Not quite sure why, but maybe because it's just not getting enough kids through it at one time. So we go on to an Adventureland. Adventureland's got a jungle expedition, safari tour, adventure playground, dino camp, and obviously this is where you get your Schnitzel Depot. Ooh, so that's the place you want to be if you like a bit of German snacks. So we're going on to Lego Extreme. Now this is where it goes for the slightly older kids, a bit more, and almost like as you go around the park, it does evolve into older. So by the time you get onto the bigger rides, you've actually grown up with the park, like so many of us have, which is a wonderful thing. So in Lego Extreme, you've got the drone racing. Now that's quite unique. Never seen that at any of the Lego parks. You got the Stepping Stones, Waterworks, the Wave Racers, which are again quite a staple with the Lego parks. You got Lego Academy, Lego Mindstorms Centre, where obviously the brighter kids go and really sort of test their knowledge. That was always beyond me, that one. And you got the Techno Teacups and some nice little restaurants, themed restaurants here. You got your Dino Grill and the show at the Lego Studios. Obviously here we show this kind of roller coaster. It's very similar to Project X, which was a jungle coaster up at Windsor. And there's all sorts of tales about why it never really survived at Windsor, but the most likely ones seem to be the noise it was generating. Whether it was just because it was kind of a little bit set in a valley, I don't know, but there's some talk of some big echo, so they tried to cover the cars at one point. That didn't work and it just disappeared. But, you know, that's where the hotel is now, so maybe it was meant to be. So that's pretty much the overall of the German park. It's a lovely park. It's a lovely part of the world as well. If you're ever lucky to be in this sort of Black Forest area of Germany, you know, you want to hit it up. It's really good. So we've got all the bits and pieces here about the events. You know, Lego's Merlin Company theme parks. You know, they've really been developing events as the years going. So you've got some of the local radios, some of the local celebrities. You got then what was probably really good fun, a Caribbean night in the land of adventure. Pirates are let loose, amazing extra shows, best attractions, delicious Caribbean specialities, promise a perfect summer experience. And then the worst, the back to school concert. That's it. It's like it's going to make it any easier for people to go back to school. Not really, but why not end your summer with a bang? So that's the date for the diary. So that pretty much covers it. Thanks again for watching. Next week, actually this time next week, we'll be over in Port Aventura, Spain. So we might kind of do like another one of those live theme park Map Monday ones over there. Depends how time goes and the internet goes. But yeah, no, we'll have something for you next week anyway, so please come back and stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, and thanks again for watching. Bye bye.